Hello friends. So today now we will see how we can use the measure names field for our custom charts. As we know that we cannot use it directly, so we will see a workaround for that and create some custom charts. So first chart we will create, it is a perfect crosstab with two measures side by side, and the second second one will be create for custom waterfall chart. These two will be separate videos. So in the first video this time we will create the first our first one. So for that, first we have to do some adjustment or some data preparations in our sample superstore data. So first I'll show you that how to do that, and then we can move to the Tableau part. So as you can see, this one is my Excel, and it shows the our default sample superstore data. So first I'll show you what I mean by the perfect crosstab. So the requirement was to show gross sales, discount, net sales, COGS, and profit. These five are your measures. These are their actual values, and these are the percentage values. So the percentage formula will be gross sales divided by net sales. Same as for discount, it will be discount divided by net sales divided by net sales, and COGS divided by net sales, and profit divided by net sales. So this was the actual business requirement, and we have to create a cross type to show the actual values and percent values side by side. So as a simple logic, we can use where measure name equal to gross sales, then show this, and in the second measure we can create when gross sales equal to this percentage formula. But the problem is we cannot use the measure name field directly. So for that we will use some dummy data, which is this one, these points, and these 9 points we will use as the dummy data points in our Tableau calculations. Now we will see how to prepare the data for this and what I mean by this gross sales, discount, net sales, COGS, and profit. So this is our simple uh, um, sample superstore data set. So all the dimensions are same as it is, and I have changed some measures there. So this in our sample superstore, the default column called sales, that I changed it to gross sales. Quantity is the same original column. Then the column discount, I converted it to the percentage. I will uh, I will explain why I did that. Then I created a formula called profit. Oh, sorry, profit was already there. So this shouldn't be in the yellow mark actually. So profit was already there. Then I created the net sales column, COGS, and discount column. So first we will see the net sales column. So net sales column is, if you see the formula here, it is saying K2 into 1 minus M2. It means it is it means it is the value we are getting after deducting this 20% discount from this 16.448. Same as this value we are getting after minus 80% discount from this value. So this will give you the net sales. The COGS, so generally cogs are the cogs are the value which you spend on the marketing, goods, or anything like transportation and all that. So after removing the cogs from the net sales, we get the profit. But in our case, we already have profit. We calculate the net sales and we will calculate the cogs reversely. So that's why the formula is O minus N. If you see that O2 minus N2, that means from the net sales I am deducting the profit, so that will give me the COGS. If you deduct these two values, then you will get profit by the business logic. Then I'm calculating the discount as a value, not as a percentage. So this value is like gross sales, sorry, 20% of the this 16.448. Similarly, this 2 is coming from 80% of this 3, and it is going forward for all the rows. So to calculate the net sales, I can, if the formula can be k minus q, that will also give you the same result. If you can, if we select these two values, then you can see in the bottom line here we are getting 13.1584, similarly as this one. Sorry. So these are the four measures we are calculated, and this is our desired output. Now let's move to the Tableau and let's see how we can achieve this. So first we will simply connect our orders table, which I already did, and you can check it has all the columns as per the Excel sheet. In the discount, it is already showing as the point decimal values, but in the Excel it is as the percentage values. So Tableau converts it automatically. If you want, we can change it from here, the format number later on. But if we keep it like that, then we have to connect this dummy sheet here, this points table again. So it is only one column there. So we will just drag this dummy data into the into our data connection. So it will create a broken relationship link. So as you know, there is no common columns between these two. So that's why it is a broken link and the fields are empty. So we have to just create a relationship calculator, which will be 1 equal to 1. Now you see it is working. So now we just have to concentrate on this column. We don't need all these columns, so we can just ignore them. They will be there lying dead. Or we can do one thing, we can just hide them. This one will also be good. So now this points. So the first thing is we don't need this point as a measure because we don't need to add up these values, but we have to use them individually. So we can directly convert them to a dimension. So when we double click that, we will get the individual values, not the summation of points. Okay, so that's it for now. Now we have to create a formula where we can use gross sales and this value discount and this value. So for that we will create a calculated field. It will show us the actual values. That's why I will name it as actual values. Then I'll write a case statement here. Case point when one, then so on the first place I want to show the gross sales. That's why I will drag the gross sales here. It is, you can do it by two ways. I'll take the summation of them because I don't want to show the individual values there. When two, then we can show the discount absolute value, that is also wrapped in the summation. Similarly, we will write our third value, which is our net sales. Sum of COGS, sum of profit. We will say end. Okay, so our calculation is giving us some error. Sorry. So it is showing us we cannot mix aggregate and non-aggregate in the case statement. So that's correct because the point we have taken, it is not an aggregated measure, or you can say aggregated column. But these things are all aggregated. So either you have to remove this, either you can do this like this. You can remove this aggregation of that part, but it will give us error results when we apply the filtering and all that in our dashboard. So to avoid that, we will add attr aggregation here, and our error is gone. So now we can do apply and okay. So now we can check if our formula is working correctly or not. So as you can see, we are getting some values against 1 2 3 4 5, because in the formula we have written it like that. When one, then cross sales and all that, 1 2 3 4 5. And here also we can cross check the values. It is 2326534, 2326534 minus 325 double 35 20 200 double 199. Then it is 170 8903 292297. You can also visually validate the values here. when you when you add these two, you will get you will get your net sales. And when you minus these 1700 1708903 from this value, you will get your profit. So one addition to this one, you can also show the cogs in the negative. So because cogs is generally a negative value to the business, because that's in an expense. So and we can validate it visually also. Okay. So now similarly we have created a copy of this formula. Now we will edit that and we will name it as b percent values, or you can say just the percentage also fine. So I'm not creating the separate calculations for percentage. Instead I'm just dividing them here by the net sales itself. Okay. And we will wrap them in the bracket, because I don't like to keep the formulas open-ended. So that's why I wrap the formulas in the bracket always. It's not mandatory, but it is a safe practice. Now we can just put this value to in our filter. Oh, sorry, in our visual, and we have to format it to show the percentage value up to two decimals. So the percentage will obviously match with the Excel, because they are the same values basically. Okay, and now we don't need these values, so we can hide them. Now to show the text for this measure, we can create either a field in our visual, same as this one. Like if I duplicate this, sorry, twice, I go to edit and I call it as a measure name. Then here I'll say gross sales. Now I'll remove the ATTR. I think it should work. Then second is discount. Third one should be net sales. Fourth one is costs. And fifth one is profit. Okay, so it will create a dimension here because they are the text values. So if you notice, with the text we don't need to use the ATTR, because these are the text or the string values. And now we can put it beside this in our view, or we can just remove our points. So that way also we can get the similar, but we have to format this again. I mean, we have to go to here and then sort it manually. So that is one way. Other way is just keep the point into your visual and hide it. So this way we can create a simple table, Excel like table in our visual, which just have to format it in a better way. So we will rename this field. I'll say measures or facts, we can say. Then in the actual values, I'll rename this to dollar values because they are in the dollar amount. And to the percentage, I can rename it to percent. And just we just have to format it a little bit. Like we can put it like this in a better way. For the headers, you can use some bold and a little bit this kind of something. This also we can use bold here. Use 10. Okay. Okay, so now it is looking better. Again, we have to put the borders there. So we will put the borders everywhere. Now this is our perfect, you can say, cross table. It can be simply created by using this measure name if Tableau allows us, but unfortunately we are not allowed to do that. So that's why we have to use this workaround method. Now if you drag it on the dashboard, it will not be. I mean, it will look better than the other ways like this. There is a new feature in the Tableau public latest version. If you don't know, maybe in case now you can save the Tableau public workbook in your desktop also. That's a new update, which is well 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 waited from the long time.